And the
Hey, hij valt
recording
of wel.
has started. Okay. So, welcome, B team.
B team.
Yes, you're the last time we left off. Just look at my notes here. Your characters had been fighting their way through quite the treacherous dungeon, and were actually not doing so hot. Uh, but through some clever gameplay, they had managed to make their way to the BBEG's lair, and were in the middle of intense combat. The party had already burned through all of their HP potions, save for one, and their scrolls of greater inspiration had been stolen at some point, I believe. So it was going to be a hard fight to begin with. Uh, it didn't help that Hark's greatsword had melted in the last room, and his shield was dented up pretty bad, but it had fractured in such a way that it was sharp and jagged enough to be used as a weapon. So, he was getting a +2 to his attack with that. Uh, Ivan's sword only had 2 charges of shield Monado left on it, and Kai was pretty low on pooled mana. I think they only had like 5 left. However, they used the layout of the room to their advantage, and everyone dealt some serious damage early on, giving them just enough of an edge after 9 rounds of combat to bring the BBEG down to 42 HP out of 2001. But just before the final blow was struck, the BBEG cast a wild magic spell in a sort of last-ditch effort, which caused 2 things to happen. One, everyone in that room lost their memories, including the BBEG, and two, as a sort of after side effect, it tore open a portal through time. The BBEG's minions, seeing this, took advantage of the confusion and charged into the room. They stripped every one of their gear, save for a few useless things like trinkets, family heirlooms, necklaces, pocket watches, stuff like that. Stuff that's not actually dangerous. And then they chucked the party into the future where their evil was law. Uh, Unfortunately, something weird happened while they were going through the portal, and things got kind of knocked off course. And now the party wakes up on a harsh metal grate of a walkway of some sort to the sound of a low thrumming fading, the echoing of a sort of glass or crystal shadowing on the other side of a wall in this room. It sounds like a metal wall from the way it echoes. And they all feel cold, very cold, like they just took a dip through space. In stark contrast to the rather hot air, the air in this room smells a lot like hydrogen and a fuck ton of ozone. And it kind of burns your lungs if you take too deep of a breath. But it also smells like rusting steel, and a metallic creak and a shudder as the whole room jerks maybe an inch confirms its condition. As your senses sort of come back to you, and you can start to look around this dimly lit room, you notice little potholes in the walls and ceiling where light filters through. It's a sort of orangish haze, and there's a constant sound of. Sorry, my voice box just got really dry all of a sudden.
It's
Realism.
the air here.
It is the air, yeah, exactly. Uh, you can hear a constant wind kind of howling and flowing around this room. It doesn't really sound like it was designed very aerodynamically for wherever it's at. There's a sound of strange warbling, a really high pitched treble coming from down one of the halls. And I'll move you guys to where it all began. This is the room you're in, top left corner. If you guys want some characters, I can grab some pictures real quick.
Sure.
Uh, I'll search for a tag or name. What does everyone want to be?
Really good questions.
2 hours later.
Well, I mean, it's still sort of pseudo session 0 here.
Well, I want to be amazing, of course.
Amazing. Okay. Oh, amazing. See what that brings up. Help if I was looking in the correct area. No results found. Oh, that's sad.
Boo.
What about
Totally going for the techno mage vibe.
what about maze?
Maze. Oh, that works too.
There is not a single picture of.
Ah,
There is a hedge maze bull here. A hedge maze lion, a hedge maze dolphin, and a hedge maze spider.
I mean, I'll just have a generic bald guy if I've got that.
Bald.
Oh, that explains so much.
Alright.
Did it make weird sounds earlier?
oh,
Generic bald man. Got it. Bam.
awesome.
There we
Name.
go.
Controlled by. Who is controlling this?
Oh,
Keven
that's
Bobberak.
Bobik. Okay. Still learning people's voices.
Ah, yes.
R1. 100 out of R3 out of 10. Name?
We just changed to a number station. Sorry.
Bobrik.
I thought it was the shipping forecast.
Probably. Did you just say
Safety
hedge wizard thing stuff?
Yes. Hedge bushes.
Hedge bushes? What?
They're bushes in the shape of animals made of leaves.
Oh, right. Sure.
Sure. Alright, which one? The spider, the dolphin, the lion,
Anyone arachnophobic here?
No,
Nah.
no.
definitely not of a hedge.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
made of leaves, so
Yeah. I'll be the spider.
spider it is. And who is speaking?
Happy.
Happy. Controlled by. Apparently.
It's a
That's why.
spider.
By Appy. Name? Appy. Advanced. C. Edit, 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 edit. 100 HP. 10 LP. Yes, it is important that they are different. Okay. Noxix, what do you got?
Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling the whole techno mage thing, so something like a tinkerer or I don't know, something like that, I suppose.
Tinkerer.
Artifighter. Oh, technomage.
Interesting.
Anything that seems fitting for that.
Interesting. Okay. I mean, there's a car here. There's a guitar. There's a bloody shirt. Boot. There's a
Do you have
gun.
a wrench?
Wrench. Let's find out. I think we do. I think I've searched it before. We do have a wrench. We have several. Do you want a monkey wrench? Do you want a U-wrench? Do you want a socket set?
Oh, good questions.
We also have wrenching plates, apparently.
Anything that looks somewhat interesting, I suppose. Doesn't matter much which.
Alright.
I
Let's see
found
how this
the
looks.
sound effect of this room.
Aha. Blends right in.
Nice. Yeah.
Don't worry, the rest of the
I
floors are
tried.
brown. No, it's fine. The rest of the floors are brown.
Wow,
Sneakiest wrench on the planet.
a very sneaky wrench. Yes.
Very sneaky wrench. Where did the wrench go? It's like a game of prop hunt. Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Everyone should have their stats and be able to move their character. So, this big thing off in the right corner is presumably what brought you here. These rings around the walkway in the middle that you can't actually stand on without disabling grid snapping are still whirring with a bit of life to them. These pipes in the lower section sound like there's still some pressurized gas in them shifting around, making them bend slightly. And this thing up in the top sounds like it's got some sort of electrical buzzing going on with it.
Your
And
audio sometimes cuts out for me, by the way.
that is probably because of my sensitivity settings. Let me change that. Voice to video,
Okay.
drop this down by 10 decibels. There shall now be more static and more voice.
Yay! Let's do it.
Yep. I'll go with that. So there's a big thing. There's a thing that sparkles with lightning, and something filled with gas, possibly.
Yes, there's also a mahogany table here with what looks to be a
Mahogany.
clipboard on it.
Is it in common English? Whatever
Surprisingly,
language we can
it is in your native language, yes.
speak. Amazing.
How convenient.
What are the odds?
How convenient.
In that case, I would very much like to pick it up and have a read a look. I suppose. I'm just going to assume that the people with me are supposed to be with me because why else would I be here?
Alright. So there's like 2 pages that are on this clipboard that you can read. The rest are schematics. And stop me at any point if you get bored. The document reads, "For years, research and engineering have been working on a line of heavy-duty transmission products that establish new standards for reliability, durability, quality, technological leadership, and operating excellence. High-end consumer market as an end goal. Work has been proceeding on the idea of instruments that would not only provide inverse reactive current for use in unilateral phase detractors and folding operations, but would also be capable of automatically synchronizing 4-dimensional cardinal gram meters for tunneling stability and reliable transmission."
It's probably at that point I put it down and go, what the fuck? I don't understand any of these words.
You just landed in an episode of Star Trek.
Perhaps.
The funny thing is,
So-
I actually have like 2 pages of description for exactly what this machine is and how it operates.
Awesome. Well, I probably I'm wearing clothes. I'm just
Yes, so you all have what looks to be very ancient garb on, something from around the 1600s, late era. Stuff like, I mean, you guys can describe what you're wearing. It's still partially your characters. But I can give you a rough guesstimate of what each of you can see on each other, since there's no mirrors in this room. Appy, your character is lithe in physique, physically fit, around 20 years old they look. They have a sort of an interesting feature of their hair in that it's frayed and tufted, which makes it sort of interlock with itself and lay down smooth, like a bird's feathers. Bob, your character is fair in physique, physically kind of lax. They have some muscle on them, but it's not super obvious unless they flex. They look to be around 30-ish years old, maybe a little older if they grew a beard. They have long, matted hair. It looks a little blood-soaked.
Hmm.
nice.
Hmm.
Jay, your character is stout in physique, physically strong. Their
Who's
limbs
Jay?
are just thick.
Who is Jay?
I was using your Telegram names.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Nox. Yeah, okay. Yeah,
Nox.
works.
Okay.
Nox.
Let me change that on the document so I don't confuse you guys again.
That's okay.
Nox. Save. So like I said, stout in physique, physically strong. Their limbs are very thick, like trees. They look to be about 28-ish years old, and they have a very large, braided, bushy beard.
Yeah.
Right.
So far, it's sounding like real life. I don't like it.
Don't worry, things are about to get real crazy. As soon as I start revealing parts of the map.
So, lacking physical appearance, ish, long, blood-soaked hair. Yeah, I'd probably like fold up the bits of paper on the clipboard and put them in a pocket if I
Alright,
have a pocket, or just stuff them down on top. For you never know, I might need them later.
never know.
You never know. I'm definitely not going to hoard absolutely every item I come across. No, definitely not.
I'm so
No.
glad we're not sarcastic.
Is there
So,
anything else
So as
in
soon
or
as you
around the
put the paper in your pocket, you see a little notification sort of text appear just vaguely out of the corner of your eye, faintly transparent, that says quest item added to inventory. It only sits there for about a second, giving you just enough time to notice it and look in its direction, but your eyes kind of... It's like that thing where when you go to look at something and it moves at the same speed, so you never actually get to look at it.
Right. So quest item in inventory. Nice.
Do you say this?
Um, I'll probably exclaim and say something along the lines of, "What the fuck was that?" Um, I will probably try and put the thing down and see if anything happens. You know, the bits of paper.
Alright. So you put the paper back on the clipboard and put it back down on the table, and a notification pops up, quest item removed.
Right. Okay. I will
Nice.
relay this information to the two people, and probably ask one of them to do the same thing and see if it happens to them.
Sure
Like,
thing.
here, you pick that up and see what happens, and tell me I'm not going crazy.
Well, I'm close, so I pick it up
Alright,
and put it in my pocket.
pick it up and put it in your
Or
pocket, and you don't see anything.
what was I supposed to see? What's your name, by the way? Who are you?
I assumed, I don't know, I assumed we were all together, and do we not live here? No?
I have no idea. I feel like I just woke up here.
Yeah, but I just assumed we'd had a heavy session together and it'd all come back to me in a few hours. No?
Fair enough. I don't know anything more than you then. But what was supposed to happen? I didn't see anything.
I got a little, I don't know, uh, I suppose, text floating in my eyesight saying that I'd gained an item. It,
Floating.
it's hard to describe. I mean, yeah.
Wait. Because you picked this up?
Yeah. I picked it up and I got this message saying, so it's quest item acquired or something, and then I put it down and it said that I didn't have it anymore, and then yeah, it's clearly.
Weird. I didn't see anything. Try it again. And I
Yeah,
put the paper back on the clipboard.
and I pick it up again.
I like how you guys are putting it back on the clipboard every time instead of just handing it to each other.
No, it has to go on the clipboard.
It has to go on the clipboard. Very
Yeah.
important step.
This is science.
Yeah, you can't change the parameter too much. Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Okay, so you see the notification again. Quest item added to inventory.
Huh, weird. Oh well,
Weird.
I'll keep it and yeah. So you guys don't know me. I don't know you. What? How'd you get here?
Yeah.
No idea. I don't even know my name. I was hoping to how do you say it?
I don't know.
To loosen
I
some memories by hearing yours, but yeah.
I proceed to try and look in the back of my shirt or tunic to see if I've got a name tag sewn in there.
Nice.
And this is Bobek saying that?
Yeah, Bob Rack.
Alright. Uh, Bobrek, you find that your name is Park, and you find it because it is written in a tag that hangs around your neck. It is a small, metal, almost dog-looking tag, and it's on a thin bit of rough twine. There's something warm about it when you read the name, like you're fond of it, but it
Okay.
definitely feels like it's yours.
Right. So I turn around to the bush spider and say, well, I'm assuming my name is Hark. I'm wearing a name tag, and it definitely feels like I definitely feel like a Hark.
Ah,
So well met. I
well
am
met,
Hark.
Hark. I go look for a name tag as well. If he has one, I might have one too.
Yeah, I'm slowly coming to my senses because apparently wrenches take a longer time to wake up.
They're really dense, you know.
Yeah,
All right, so you
I'm
start
also
looking
certainly
through.
heavily into metal. But yeah, right, yeah. And I'm starting to wonder if I have a name tag myself. So I'm checking out if I can find anything on my body or my clothes.
All right, so Appy, you start looking through whatever belongings you have left on you. You find what looks to be an empty glass flask with a little tag tied on it that says uh, Mr. Venorium's Emporium of Wares.
Hold on. What? Wait, what?
Mr. Venorium.
Sounds like
Venarium.
a cool place.
Could you repeat the
Uh,
text on the flask?
uh, sure, Mr. Venorium. So Venorium.
Just that, Mr. Venorian.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, I'm not a mister, I think.
I'll let you guys decide what sex you want to be. But you have 4 options to pick from.
Oh.
Yes,
That is an
both
exciting
and
amount.
neither are also options.
All right, I
Ah.
just assumed male, female, spider, and wrench. But okay.
Yeah.
Yes, obviously.
Yeah.
Be glad you're not insects and have 50.
Mm.
Well, spider. I mean,
Well, that's not an insect. It's an arachnid. Different.
okay. Acceptable.
Cutting hairs. Yeah. Just,
No, I'm just a woman.
yeah, just a woman.
Just a woman.
Just
No,
a,
I'm just a girl. Wait. Shut up. No doubt.
yeah.
I'm totally picking both. I mean, if it doesn't work out with Oppie, then
Keep your options open. That's smart.
yes, absolutely.
So are you the Mr. Venorium it says on your drinks flask, or do you think that belongs to somebody else?
Well, it is mine, but I don't think this is my name.
Yeah, right. Well, we can either keep calling you Spider or Vin, or I don't know. What do you want to be called?
Finn
Just make
sounds
it
good.
a little
That's
bit
easy.
easier.
Yeah,
Rather than shouting you there.
works too. I might not listen though.
And what about the weird guy over in the corner? Have you found out?
The one that's just like leaning against one of these arches that's still kind of humming a little bit.
Yeah.
You with the beard.
Yeah, I totally like the hums. Yeah, I'm still wondering if I found something on my body.
You will have found. If I look at the notes here, there will be a ring on your left thumb that says Ivan.
Ivan?
Yeah, Ivan, my one true love.
Well, interesting. So, guys, apparently I have a lover called Ivan. Now, I have no idea really who this Ivan is. So,
Either that or you're the Ivan and it's from your love. But
maybe. I
Could
am
be.
a very self-loving person, I think. I'm not sure.
One of those people that wakes up immediately goes over to the mirror. How's it going, beautiful?
Oh, your name is Dorian. Jack. Oh wait.
so we've got Hark, we've got Vin, and we've got Ivan. Yeah, are we happy with our names?
Are we calling you Ivan or what do you want?
I just go with I for now. Full Ivan might be too weird, but just call me I or something like that if that works for you.
Aye.
Okay, this is already going in the wrong direction. But I'm sticking with it.
Good.
So, since none of us know how we got here or know anything about ourselves, do we want to like hang out? I don't know, go get a drink. Do we want to?
Can we even get out of here?
I think there's a door over there.
What is this machine?
Well, I don't know. Those bits of paper I picked up, they did start waffling on a little bit, but I'm assuming there's something to do with this contraption. Um, if I have a little bit more time to look over them, I might understand what's going on. But I don't know. I think all we can do really is go either find somebody who does know what's going on, or go get a drink.
Drink is
It is,
important.
it is worth noting that the air is very dry. Everyone could probably use a drink.
Right. Good point.
As I mentioned, that I pat my pockets, seeing if I've got any loose change.
In one of your pockets, there's a sort of a rattling of coinage.
Awesome. I pull them out and have a look at them.
All right. Down at what
I'm
is.
taking a look at the desk
All right.
to see if there are any drawers that can open or any other stuff that can be found.
There is a singular drawer. You find 2 coins that are a sort of a rainbow hue to them. They have these interesting pyramid-like stepped patterns on them. And if you knew anything about mineralogy, you could probably quickly identify these as bismuth.
Ah.
Ooh,
Fool's gold. No, not
all
gold.
right.
That business
Well,
is crystal, wasn't it?
this
But
seems like a good thing to get some drinks with, so I'll totally take them with me.
Well, no, that was Bob who found.
yeah,
Right?
those coins were in my pocket, I think. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, it was Bob's pockets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My bad. I thought I
Yeah.
found them in a drawer.
No,
No, what you find
that's
in the
still up.
drawer is something that looks very much like an over-engineered C-clamp, with a handle extending out of it and a trigger. It comes partially taken out of its packaging. It looks like whoever used it last put it back in the packaging, and there's a little manual sticking out of one of the corners.
Ooh, can I read the manual?
Yes. It states very simply, laser cutter. Handheld, U-shaped, I had to write it slightly differently to remind myself, but a handheld U-shaped device, primarily used for stripping of insulation around highly conductive metals. This device will focus a high-energy electron beam between the 2 points before a focused stream of air arcs the ionizing beam away from the user's hand.
All right.
Due to the high grounding effect of the casing of the unit, wires are safe from overvolting. This unit requires a gold-class battery to operate.
Well, that all sounds pretty technical, but it sounds like a useful tool, so I will happily take it with me.
Alright.
Oh,
You have acquired a laser cutter. It is equipable in the hand's weapons slot.
Ooh.
So, does it have a battery though?
Well, it has a trigger.
Yeah, give it a
Question.
squeeze. See if it... I'm
How to
assuming,
check?
did you read this out loud or did you just keep it quiet?
Oh, I read it out loud. I mean, at this point, we are very much discovering, I suppose. So.
Yeah. Give it a squeeze. See if it actually works. Go on. Do it.
Away from us, maybe.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
and the contraption machine thing.
There is a door-looking thing over here.
Yes, there is a door to the southwest.
So I will try it on the door handle, because that seems like a potential way out and far enough away from everybody else.
Alright, so you squeeze the trigger, the 2 teeth of the C-clamp spring apart from each other like a locking plier, and a small arc shorts between them, and that's all. There is a very faint beeping coming from the device.
Uh-oh.
Well, that's weird. I suppose it's broken. I will take it with me though, because, well, perhaps we can fix it some way.
Yeah, maybe. Did you get any weird flashing writing when you picked it up, by any chance?
Good question.
You did not.
I did not.
Oh,
I
just me then. Awesome. I really think I need that drink.
I can imagine, yes.
It's worth mentioning that this door looks like a simple push door.
Do you want to lead the way?
Sure. I take a quick look around the room to see if there's anything more interesting, as in stuff to read or pick up. Or
Open.
It doesn't look
Close.
as though there's any other items to pick up in this room.
all right, then I will happily open the door.
Alright. You open the door, and you see
Ooh.
what looks to be some desks arranged cubicle style next to each other. There's a computer facing towards you. Its screen is turned off, and to the left of the computer there is what looks to be a sort of flip book of little tag cards. The room is a little bit dusty. It's more like there's a fine layer of dirt on the ground, and there's some scraps of loose metal and wiring pulled over into the north corner closest to the door. There's the sound of a sort of a skittering coming from that direction too as you open the door. To the south there, at the end of the cubicles, there looks to be another desk with many drawers.
I have a question. Do we know what the computer is?
You may or may not. It looks to be a sort of box with a piece of black glass on it.
Since we're wearing old clothing, so and
You also
your
have
intro
amnesia.
said something about future time travel.
Yep. I'm describing it as a computer just so that we get the idea across without me having to sit here and describe a computer.
Oh, that I get. But our characters might not know what it is for.
No, I'm going to assume
Yeah.
not. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to establish.
Yeah.
Check.
For roleplay reasons, assume that your characters don't know anything right away.
Yes.
Alright. Okay, so you're moving
Bob is
into...
curious.
Bob is moving into the room. Okay.
Yeah, I have a peek around the door.
Alright.
And,
Is there a way for me to snap to edge? There is. Okay. You see some sort of a bird-looking creature. It's got leathery wings and a rat-like body. It has spines all along its tail and glassed-over eyes that look to be swirling with blood of some sort. It's a sort of red, cloudy mixture. It looks in your direction as you peek around the corner and squawks as a sort of a chittering, trilling squawk.
right.
I suppose
In
I'll
that case, I
reveal the
go.
rest of the room here while you're sitting there.
There's a bat-like thing out there. It squawked at me. Yeah,
I have
it didn't look happy.
I have a technical
Hmm.
question. How do you turn your character in Roll20?
There's a like a really faint blue box on the end of a stick.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes. Ooh. Thank you. Sorry. Back to
Very
the
useful.
squawking thing.
Yeah.
Bob, I'm a Pomeranian. So anyway.
There's a squawky bat thing. It squawked at me.
Does it look dangerous?
It didn't look happy.
Eh.
No offense, but you seem a little bit more physically capable than I. Not I.
Yes, the
You
only
are
thing
I.
resembling a Western
When I say
weapon.
I meant me. This is
Don't
going to be
hurt yourself.
confusing.
I see my name is already not very helpful.
So I
But
slap
Awesome.
I on the shoulder and go get him, big guy.
all right. I'm going to equip my fancy laser cutting device, even though it seemed pretty dead.
I don't think it's made out of cables, but yeah, go ahead.
You can at least
I
can
mean,
hit it.
maybe it does the same spark and I can scare it away. And I'll happily take a step towards the freaky thing and see how it reacts.
Alright, you take a step towards the thing, and it runs around a little bit on its pile of wires, and it rears up on its hind legs, scaly, sharp-looking legs, and it flares out its wings at you, like it's trying to be bigger than it actually is.
It does seem awfully protective of those wires, but I'm not sure if it will actually attack us, guys. I mean, maybe it's just a nest. What do you think?
All right. I mean, if it's happy over there, I'm happy just to leave it and poke around and find a bar or a tavern.
When you take a step back, it droops back down, resting on its knees? Question mark. And its leathery wings fold back in on it themselves, flapping a couple of times as they crinkle together like a Chinese paper fan.
All right, then. I'm not gonna disturb that.
Yeah. Okay. I walk towards one of the desks and start having a poke around.
Alright. These desks look to be largely abandoned. The wood that they are made of is rotting, especially around the edges where it looks like they've been chewed on substantially. There's some sort of strange mold spreading across it that pulsates regularly with sort of a yellowish hue to the flesh and a occasional blue streak of something prodding around on the inside.
Nice. Okay. I actively don't touch the mold. Um, I probably ask Vin and I if they know what the strange boxes with glass are, if they've seen them before.
Have a look.
Any idea what these things are? They look, I don't know, strange.
No idea.
Maybe
Fair.
there are drinks in them. You
Oh,
wanted a
maybe.
drink, Red?
I
You poke them first.
I pick one of the strange boxes up and look for an opening.
Alright, you pick up one of the boxes. Uh, you're stopped a couple of inches later as a series of 5 cables keep it pinned down to the desk.
No, it's attached. It must be worth something because they've attached it to this desk.
Maybe.
Is it heavy?
No. For its size, it is surprisingly light.
Alright, okay. I contemplate taking one with me and then decide it's a bit too bulky to be carrying about, so I put it back down again.
Well, a timed event is happening. Time's up. The whole
Oh no.
room that you're in shifts another inch in the opposite direction of the direction it went before, and lights flicker to life in the room that you're in. Very angrily buzzing on some of them as the fluorescent gases within them struggle to ignite, and it sort of makes the room flash and kind of buzz with life. A couple of the computers come to life as well. One of them creating a blue screen with a lot of white text on it, and another with a another screen on it that says downloading update 1 of 5 estimated uh, time uh, 35 years.
Nice.
The creature in the corner screeches and goes. If I can select the right tool here. Select tool. Screeches and goes into the wall. There appears to be a sort of hole under all of those wires.
Hmm.
Oh, at least we can see what we're doing now.
As you all stand around looking and experiencing this, there's a sort of two-tone beep echoing down the hall, coming from somewhere deeper in this place that you find yourself. And that the thrumming is back. It's a much lower, bassier sound, though. It sounds almost like a heartbeat.
Alright. This
I
is
looked over here for the first time. Is this blood?
It looks to be red and matted, and it looks like it's been there a while.
No,
I
I'm
don't think
gonna
it's my
assume
blood.
this is blood. Sorry?
I said I don't think it's my blood. I'll check myself for injury.
You do have a couple of injuries, but they look to be old and scarred. And one of you has some of this same red matted stuff in your hair, so it
Yeah,
is
that's
probably blood.
yeah, it's blood. I don't think it's mine or any of ours.
Are you sure?
I mean, I'm not sure of anything at the moment, but
Let me check your head. That's the same stuff on there.
right. I don't think this is my blood, which I don't know if that's more worrying or less worrying.
Alright, you're checking his head. Give me a perception check, which is a D100.
How does this work?
Slash roll D100. Oh, use Nox's bot.
A 47.
47. Alright. Let's see what his hair has to say about that. Alright.
Bob, hair, by the way.
Okay, so he does appear to have a small injury on his head, likely from where you all woke up on that metal grating. It's not exactly the most inviting of places to take a nap.
You don't say.
He is eating a small amount from his scalp.
Well, you are still bleeding.
Yeah, I don't think I'm bleeding that much though. Pointing at the floor. Let's go
Oh,
with
that's a bit
But-
excessive. Also, this is dried and yours is not.
No.
You might wanna put something on that.
He'll be fine. I'm sure.
Okay.
So, anybody want to open the door and have a look? I think Mr. Sparky over there should go because they could do some damage to some cables that come at us.
I don't know, man. Have you seen all the things in this room? I mean, there seems to be things here. Looks like some drinking gear, but I suppose there will not be a drink for you in there.
So this cubicle actually looks to have a sort of strange mechanical style printer. It is very much made of technology and advanced parts, but it has many exposed gears and a very obvious ratcheting lever for the process of actually printing sheets.
Okay. Yeah, so I don't recognize any of these things. I mean, that looks like it might be some sort of really complicated printer press, but the printing presses I've used are the size of this room, and these things seem to be displaying text. I'm assuming everybody else can see it. Me with my strange floating text in my eyeballs.
Can see text on things, yes.
Right, okay, good.
Yes.
That's reassuring.
Yes, no worry.
Does that look like a toolbox?
This down here. This.
Yeah, I think the square my
This.
wrench is looking at.
No, that's the printer you just
Okay, so
described.
this is the
Oh, there's-
printer, and this is another desk with nothing on top and several drawers. There looks to be about
Alright.
6 drawers.
There seemed to be something next to the printer, but that looks just like generic office supplies.
It's generic
Second thought.
office stuff. It's a mug that says, "Yes, I do drink pens and pencils."
Oh, works.
Is there anything in any of the drawers
Yes.
before we continue?
You're looking through the drawers?
Yes,
Yes.
we all are, I
Okay.
would say. Fastest way.
Give me a physicality roll, which is another D100.
All three of us, I suppose.
Whoever is opening drawers, they are very stiff drawers.
Awesome.
Wow. It's up to you, Bob. Hark. Sorry, hark.
And I thought I was the one lacking physical prowess.
Alright.
Must be the bloodlust.
Yeah.
So nobody is able to open any of the drawers. They appear to
Dang it.
either be locked or rusted shut.
No,
Fair enough.
right. I do want to go and check out this cubicle because there seem to be things to eat or drink in here.
There is a package on the desk that looks to have been opened that says honey buns on it. It has a half-eaten cinnamon roll. There appears to be what used to be a sort of jelly filling on the inside that has long since spilled out and hardened.
All right. I will not eat any of that. Is there any cabinet here?
There is not.
Ah, okay.
Oh well, these drawers are stuck. I guess we go have a look through the blood-soaked door. Um, I'll go first. I'll try the door, see if the door opens.
Stupid cable.
Does the
Sounded like a
door?
door being stuck.
Hey, I have a thing against cables.
We can deal with cables.
Yeah. Yeah. I try the door. Does the
Alright,
door open?
so you open the door, and it leads into a long, narrow hallway. There looks to be corkboard on one side, with the remains of thumbtacks and the occasional piece of paper flittering in the wind that comes in from this gap that you can see at the other end. The hallway dips down before it gets to the gap, and it comes back up after the gap. It looks as though the floor has fallen away here. You can
Oh boy.
also hear the wind much more clearly as it's blowing directly down the hall here.
Okay. Looking at the hole in the floor that I can quite obviously see, I gingerly make my way down the corridor, like stamping my foot in front of myself on each tile before putting my weight on it, and
Floor
make my
here
way.
appears to be very sturdy. As
Right.
you're continuing forward, give me a perception check. Alright, you can tell that all the way up to this tile, this 5 foot square there, is completely secure and sound. And as you get to the section where the floor has fallen away, you can see that there is actually some support to your left there that's holding the section of flooring around you, and it looks as though some sort of large creature had actually latched onto this area here and clawed or ripped this section of hallway out of the structure. Looking down, you can see nothing but orange and white clouds for miles. There's no floor, it's just clouds. Looking out towards the horizons, you see something similar, but there's also these large top-shaped structures floating in the sky with these long, spindly bridges connecting some of them. They look to be floating there, hanging in the sky, with a mixture of large balloons on top and occasionally a thruster fires.
Right. I relay this to Vin and I. Um, I suggest I come to the conclusion that we're in some sort of floating citadel, floating structure. Um, do I detect motion, like movement, or are we stationary?
It is
Can I?
very hard to detect anything outside of your immediate area. The structure itself hasn't moved since the last time, uh, but the wind here is strong enough that you feel like it could move at any moment.
A moment that so besides the couple jolts that we felt that have been a sudden sharp movement, does it feel like we are in a moving vessel, if you see what I mean, or does it feel like we are mostly stationary apart from the occasional jolt? See what I mean?
It feels like you're mostly stationary. You
Right.
can sit here and look at the other structures and try and gauge if you're moving or not, but after 15 or so minutes, you can tell that you're definitely uh, it's staying in one spot, at
Right.
least
Okay.
relative to the other structures.
Right. Okay. In that case, I explained to Vin and I that we're in some sort of floating structure that doesn't appear to be moving, describing that somewhat big has taken a swipe at this bit of corridor, and we might want to try and find somewhere a bit more secure. if we can get across this gap.
This is only a 5-foot gap. Would probably jump across it. There's also this support structure over here that you could clamber on.
Though, before we go jumping and somebody gets grabbed by wind or something, let me have a look at the cable nest here and see if we can fashion some sort of rope.
Aha, smart thinking. You go back over to the cable nest, and there appears to be a dead version of whatever that rat bird is, with its teeth still clamped around what looks to be an active cable, occasionally a spark arcing between the hairs of its fur.
Ah,
It sort of smells crispy.
guys, I found food. Wacht, nee.
It's already cooked.
Yeah?
No, I'm not saying that. Yeah, I was interested in the cables.
Alright, there's a variety of cables here. Most of them are electrical cables. One of them appears to be braided steel cable. None of them are any particular length. They're all generally under about a foot, but they're all flexible enough that you could definitely tie them together if you spent time doing it.
Yeah, obviously I'm avoiding the live cable, but if others seem loose, and
Yeah.
I start fashioning a rope.
Alright, give me a craft check. 3d100s.
Oh, this is your job, Nox.
Well, you're the one who wanted to craft a rope.
3D100.
Alright, 6, 16, and 83.
That's
So,
all over.
by the time you're done crafting the rope, you don't feel super confident in it, but it is definitely a single strand of continuous cable.
Good enough, I mutter and go back to the rest. I say, guys, here, use this while jumping over so we can catch.
It
Shoot
seems
anyone fall. Just don't jump all at the same time. Maybe.
Seems
I
better
was
than nothing.
thinking of trying to climb across using that bit, and I point to the structure.
Yeah, sure, but cables help, right?
I look at the cable. Can I see the condition of this so-called rope?
Go inspect it. I'm confident it will work.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to lead the way then, and I'll hold your rope.
Are you inspecting the rope or just trusting him?
No, I offered to hold the rope for Vin.
Okay.
And Vin can trust in their own rope making skill.
That's
So,
good enough for me.
how do you want to do it? Do you want to jump, or do you want to try and climb across?
Yeah, that does seem useful. So I'm gonna try that.
Right, so you're jumping across?
Yeah, I'm trying to use this ledge. Go a bit,
Oh, so you're
Oh,
clambering across.
I guess. Going
You're
here
climbing?
and then there.
Okay. So,
I look around the corner first here.
yeah. Alright, let me reveal the area for you real quick. So, when you go into that great area, you see that there's another hall here, but it's kind of obscured behind a shallow part of whatever clawed out this area. You definitely can't squeeze your way through there, but you hear the sound of something definitely four-legged walking around in there, and if there's a sort of a howl that goes up.
Guys,
Yeah.
do you hear that?
That didn't sound cool.
That did not sound cool. I think I'm gonna jump anyhow.
Can you take a peek at it?
I will try and take a peek at it. Well, I look around the corner again, but I can't actually see much.
No, I mean if you stand there. I'm not sure if you can peek over that heap of crap that's over there.
I'm not sure I want to stand there actually.
Okay,
No, I
you
agree.
do you.
Let's just move on. Let's try and find a way
Um,
out of this place.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and jump over with my jumping rope.
All right. Give me a physicality.
Do-do-do-do. You're holding this rope tight?
Yeah.
Good.
32.
Good.
Okay. With a
Dang it.
32, you jump across, and there's a gust of wind pushing you upwards. And it almost seems like at first it's helping you, and then you realize that, wait a second, that edge up there is probably sharp, and you end up flying into the edge chest first, getting
Ouch.
kind of a sharp bit of metal across the chest before kind of backflipping off of it into the hall, landing on your back.
Ow.
You lose 2 HP. You have a bruise across your chest.
No. Bye, boobs. Wait.
my,
I mean.
my airbags.
Are you all right, Vin? That didn't look cool.
Yeah, that hurt, but I'm still alive.
Right. Okay.
Watch out, that ledge up there is sharp, and there's a big updraft wind thing going on.
Right. Awesome. Well, hold on tight because I'm coming across. So I also attempt to.
Wait.
Should I hold the rope for you?
Yeah. I mean, otherwise the rope is on this side, and I is still over there.
Ah. See, this is why you guys are the smart ones and I'm not. So I pull the rope back across, hand one end to I, and do a couple of limbering up stretches, back and forth a little bit, and then attempt to leap across the gap of doom.
Alright, give me a physicality.
Come on, slightly better.
48. Let's see what the winds have to say about it.
Whoosh.
So,
Yeah.
you jump across. The winds have a bit of an updraft, but it's not really strong enough to lift you like they did for the last person. And they sort of shift halfway through, and you end up kind of sliding over a little bit towards that support structure. But there's plenty of handholds to grab onto there, so you land safely enough. But while you're over there, you can hear the sound of something like a large dog sniffing and scratching at the opening.
Okay, that shit me up, but whatever's through that hole definitely knows we're here and is trying to get through. So yeah, that's something to be aware of. Come on, I. Let's see what you're made of.
I. Well, I'm still holding the other end of the rope, so that helps.
Yeah.
Also, I'm a bit heavier, so I trust I can just jump over this and not be caught by the wind.
Is there enough? Is there enough rope for Vin and me to grab it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
We
There's-
both grab it then.
I-
Yeah.
There's
suggest
definitely
that-
15 foot of rope here.
yeah, I suggest that that Vin joins me on the other end of this rope.
Yes.
Looking at I.
Agreed.
So I can pull your boat into the. No, wait.
No.
All right.
Come on, I.
I'll
Don't
take
pull us
the
to
rope
doom.
and I'll take a jump.
Right? That physicality.
Oh!
Oh, that is not good.
Oh.
God damn it! You
Let's
had
see
one
what the
shot.
wind has to say about it.
Oh dear.
Ah, you're in luck. I rolled a 1.
Wow!
So you
Saved by the wind?
trip at the very edge because nobody told you there was a lip, and you start to fall, and then a particularly powerful gust of wind pushes you up on top of the tunnel that you're on. So you're now on top, and they're inside.
Oh,
Oh.
well, at least you're not dead. So there's that. Are you all right up there? I
am surprisingly alright.
Do you reckon you can make it down, or because I think being outside is not good.
No, it
It
doesn't look
looks
too
very
safe here, I
windy out
suppose.
there. Very windy.
wait. Is he outside or inside? I
He
mean,
is outside in the elements right now.
Okay. Yeah.
Liable to be
maybe.
blown off next round if nothing happens.
Come climb down.
All right. Well, I'm still
Do you wanna?
holding onto the rope, I suppose. So I'll.
Do you reckon you can just dangle over the edge and then me and
We'll-
Vin will pull you into the
Yeah,
tunnel?
Yeah, let's try that. You grab my legs.
something like that.
Yeah.
We each grab a leg.
Whoop. Legs dangling.
Alright. Everyone give me a physicality roll. And, Bobik, or not Bobik, yeah, Bobik and Appy give me a perception check.
So the first one was my physicality. I rolled an 80.
Yeah, I rolled on it. 31 for physicality
And then a 45 for perception.
and a 29 for perception. I'm
Okay.
so smart, but blind as a bat.
So, Bob
73,
and
nice.
Nox, you're both strong enough to actually accomplish the process of getting your companion down from the roof. And then Bob, while you're in the process of getting them down, you see this thing coming down the hall, having pushed its way through the door. It looks very much like a black leathery dog. It doesn't have any wings. It has a sort of a hard chitinous shell. Long, protruding saber teeth stick out of its maw in the upwards direction. And it appears to have a sort of club tail.
Okay, I point and go, what the fuck is that?
Do you think it will be able to cross the gap?
I think we don't stick around to find out. I
Seems
say
like a
we
smart idea.
hightail to that door and shut it behind us, hoping that there's nothing behind the door that's worse.
I'm running towards the door and open it.
Yeah, I'm like closely following, glancing over my shoulder at this club-tailed saber-toothed
Thing.
dog insect.
Everything is somehow strange and familiar. It sucks. Okay. So you fling open the door and you all run into what looks to be a sort of lab area. And you presumably shut the door behind you.
Oh,
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And does the door open in towards the room? Yeah.
The door actually opens out towards the hall.
Oh,
All
that's
right,
good.
okay. I've just got to assume that the creature had no opposable thumbs and couldn't operate a handle.
It's a scary assumption, but yes. Not much else that we can do, I think.
Well, I don't know. Did my perception roll allow me that that much perception? Did it have opposable thumbs?
You know what? You were too panicked to see.
That's fair. Yeah.
Oh my, there's a thing here too.
There is a thing here. There appears to be a sort of a feathered bird creature here flitting about. It appears to be very docile.
No, it's just a pigeon. It's fine.
It's a
Mark,
sky.
it looks like we finally found your drink.
Oh, sweet.
Yes. So this room is actually better kept than the others. The others had like bits of dirt on the floor. The walls were kind of rusty. This one, the floor is very clean, almost sterile. The walls are polished to such a degree that there's actually marker writing on them. Uh, it's not in your native language, but there appears to be a wealth of books and ingredients here, as well as a sort of table for mixing said ingredients together. Top corner there.
Do I recognize any of this? As in, does it feel familiar?
That's Appy talking.
Yes.
Check your character sheet.
Because you got your flask. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Because
Yep.
of the flask and,
That's a
well,
good catch.
seems. Thanks, Bob. I hadn't thought of that.
So as you're looking around, nothing immediately stands out to you, but you do see one can that sounds like it has a sort of powder in it that is simply labeled the letters NRG.
Energy.
Where is it? What
Uh, it,
table?
it is down here.
Checking it out.
Yep.
Yo.
Quickest spider in the west.
Skitter, 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 skitter.
Okay, I'm gonna have a quick peruse of any. I don't know. I don't know if there's any point in looking at any books to try and discern. I look for, like, I don't know, labels or pieces of equipment or something, or a book that might lead to where we are. Or at least I'm looking for like a town or a country, or just something that might pinpoint us in a location. You see what I mean?
Alright. So while you're poking around, you come across a wooden box, and looking inside of it, there appears to be a pair of hard knuckle gloves, where it's basically leather and cloth gloves with boxes of metal riveted to the outside, and the metal is filled with sand on the inside. So it's a dead blow for your fists.
All right, cool. All right, I found some funky gloves. I pick up said funky gloves. I'm waiting for another text overlay to see if it pings up in my peripheral. I'm just sort of stood there holding the gloves, waiting for this text to turn up.
There is no text.
All right, so now I am thoroughly confused. Yeah, I say I found some gloves. I'm gonna keep them for now. Although I probably could use them a bit better than I. I think we need to change our name, buddy.
Yeah, I might need to think of a new name.
Yes. Okay. So fuck it. Yeah, I put on the dead blow gloves.
Alright, you equip the dead blow gloves. You now have a +5 to your attack when unarmed.
Nice.
Nice. Where's that?
The dead blow gloves count as a blunt weapon. Their slow speed attack is a 1d12, and their medium and fast speed attacks are 1d4s.
1d4. 1d4. Gloves. Blunt. Cool. And what did you say? We're +4 to unarmed.
+5 attack when
Oh,
you
+5
use them
attack.
unarmed attacks.
+5.
because you're technically wearing them.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Okay. I assume I find no labels or signs anywhere saying you're in Skylab's 13 address, Oklahoma.
That's too convenient.
No,
No,
no, no, nothing
uh,
like that.
you don't find anything quite like that.
No, none of the beakers have got like names etched into them or anything like that. Yeah.
The most helpful text you can find on the beakers is what chemical they are, but it's by the molecule structure. It's not actually labeled by name.
Is it familiar to me, or is it just a load of numbers?
It looks like a load of numbers. The only
Awesome.
thing you really recognize is carbon.
All right. Yeah. So, guys, all these bottles have got a load of numbers on. I don't know if that's how much they cost, or you know, I don't know if I don't know what I'm looking at. I found some cool gloves though. Still don't know where we are. Can anybody see another door?
Oh, yeah, sorry. I can see the door, you guys can't. Let me fix that.
Yeah, I'm looking at this room going, oh shit.
Ah,
I'm
shit, a dead
concerned with the
end.
new door.
Fuck.
Oh, there's the door. Yeah, yeah.
There it is. It was very
in the
well
middle of the-
hidden. It looks like it's part of the wall, but if you get closer to it, there's definitely a seam where you can like stick your hand against it and like slide it into the other section of wall.
Oh, here's the door.
A nice
Anybody,
sketch.
anybody find anything useful?
I am
'Cause
looking
looking at
through this table for.
that dog thing makes me think we might want some form of weapon to defend ourselves. Because it didn't look happy.
I'm looking through this table for anything useful like tools or weaponry or other interesting items.
There appears to be an what are those things called? A striker. It makes sparks when you squeeze it.
Ooh.
More
There's
sparky stuff.
I'm specialized in sparky things.
there is also a Bunsen burner built into the table here. Looking under the table, it doesn't look like it has any sort of gas supply, but at one point it definitely did because there's an outline for where one would go.
That is built in though, so I suppose it's not very portable.
It is not. I mean, you could carry the whole table with you if you wanted. It's not bolted down.
So you
You,
can gently roast your enemies.
I think we leave the table. Yeah.
Well, I will happily take the spark maker thing because that seems like a useful tool.
I took the can because it looked interesting.
you took the energy can.
Yes.
All right.
I shake it and listen to it.
It sounds like it has sand in it.
Huh. That's odd.
It's one of those resealable cans, like the ones with the twist top. If you want to take a look inside.
Yes.
All right. Looking inside, it appears to have a neon blue powder of some sort on the inside, and you get a whiff of just the most sugar you've ever smelled in your entire life. Way more than has to be healthy.
All right. Well, I'll take it anyways. Not sure what to use it for, but I'm taking it.
I'll check
So
the tables over here.
All
So
right.
you say you got some sort of fancy tinderbox.
Oh yes, I have found a thing that can make sparks.
Do we
I've
want to
not
see if
found
any?
things to set on fire yet, but
I want to say, shall we see if we can get any bottles that we can set on fire and throw at things? That sounds cool.
I've got some weird blue powder, but from the smell of it, I think it will only melt.
So as you're inspecting that table in particular, you find something with a label that I'll send to the chat because I find it funny. Party 1, Images. Here we go.
Nice.
Very useful.
Non-potable.
Yes,
Oh,
there is a bottle of dihydrogen monoxide here. In liquid form, no less.
ooh.
I will take this interesting looking bottle with me. Guys, I think it's just a bottle of water, but I don't know. It says
Yeah,
weird stuff on it.
I'm no alchemist. I don't understand what any of these things mean. I just know that sometimes they set each other on fire, so I tend to stay away from alchemists.
Appy, you would actually be very familiar with this and understand that it is in fact a joke, and it is just normal tap water.
I look at it and start laughing. And after a while, I'll say, it's water, guys. It's water.
Oh. Do you know?
All
It's
right.
good.
Do you know what's in the rest of all these bottles then?
I can have a look. Shall I have a look?
Hart, do you trust this water enough to take a sip? I remember you being thirsty, or do you just want alcoholic stuff?
Me. I'll I'll wet my whistle a little. I'm a bit parched. Take a small swig of this. What do you call it? Dihydrogen monoxide.
I
Yeah.
will wrench the water over to you.
You really have to force it over there. Just. Alright, so you take a sip of the contents of the bottle. It tastes like water. It is pure water, which means drinking a very small amount of it, like, super hydrates you. But at the same time, it's also stripping a lot of minerals out of your body.
Oh,
It tastes like water, but it tastes weird, like strong water. But I don't
No, it
know.
doesn't even taste like anything.
It's
What gives
it's
water its
weird.
taste is what's in it.
I suppose, yeah. Yeah, no, that's weird. It don't taste. It tastes of nothing. Hmm. Thank you.
Hmm.
I am quenched.
Enjoy.
So, Vin, is there anything that you can see? Can we set any of these things on fire and throw them at dogs? Or strange
Careful, the internet will hate you for that.
strange
speaking of dogs,
strange
do we
shitness?
hear anything?
You do not hear anything. Do you
Good.
check the door?
No.
Okay.
I'm checking bottles.
I will
Okay,
take a
And
look into this trash can. Oh, sorry, you check bottles first.
so you're checking the bottles. There is only one thing you recognize, because in this alien, strange world, it's probably the only thing that looks familiar. There is St. John's wort here in a dried form. It still has the wrinkly yellow flowers and rosemary-looking stalks attached to it. For some reason, you remember this plant being really important because somebody had hangovers all the time, and it was the only thing that made them stop.
well, I'm taking that. In plain language, it's a painkiller, basically.
So specifically what it does is it has a chemical in it that will accelerate blood flow around the forehead and brain area,
All
which
right.
will help rehydrate your brain after it's been drained like a sponge by alcohol.
And increase oxygen intake.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, this is good against headaches, so I'm taking it. I don't recognize anything of the other stuff, so.
You're looking around in the trash can. There are a couple of broken bottles here with very burnt looking glass. There's half of a wax candle here. Uh, looks like the fuse had been taken out, or whatever it's called, the wick. There's some crumpled up, bald pieces of paper, and what looks to be a very foul smelling tar covered rag.
All right,
Oh.
I will leave all that stuff behind.
So if there's nothing else that we can see, I guess we have a look through this door and hope nothing comes and bites our ass, literally.
Yes.
Okay, I gingerly slide open the door.
Stand well back.
All right.
I'm the only one without a weapon right now. I have a rope.
It's I'll keep the rope. It looks like we've got floor this time.
That's good. Oh,
Floor, you say?
some holes appear.
All right. The world has finished rendering in front of you.
So
It's just, when you
it's
get that
realism.
pop in 3 feet in front of your car. Ah, damn, that tree came out of nowhere.
so even though all the floor's here, I'm still going to cautiously make my way forward, peeking round. I'm guessing these are just straight up gaps in the wall leading to the cold void of outside.
It's actually a very hot void, but yes, there are
Ah.
gaps in the wall. More of sections that look like they were ripped off by force of some stronger creature. There's also a section of exposed support structure here, but you can tell it's definitely further away from the main structure here.
Okay, so looking at the walls, does it look like it's ripped out by talons or something?
It looks as though it was forcibly removed by some sort of creature. It hasn't been burned away. It hasn't been acid burned away. It hasn't been exploded. It looks like it was forcibly ripped by muscle and claw.
Right. Okay. So I turn to the other two and go, you guys know what dragons are, yeah? I don't want to say dragons, but somewhat big and scary is taking chunks out of this wall and then proceed to make my way forward.
All right, let me render outside for you quick, since you're heading through the tunnel.
Oh,
It takes a lot of clicks because it's kind of complex. There we go.
That's okay.
Oh jeez, that's scary. Where there's wall, I'm gonna sort of like cling to it. I don't think I'm gonna crawl on all fours, but I'm definitely gonna be cautious, especially if there's any portions that are got holes at both ends where I might get swept away.
So the wind on this side is actually a lot calmer. There seems to be a prevailing direction the wind is coming from, and you appear to be on the back side.
Right.
That's
Okay.
good.
In that case, I make my way towards door number 1.
can I see anything in the direction of the broken support structure? Does that extend?
Metal girders, steel piping, lots of rivets, a couple of I-beams.
Or it's not the path going anywhere. Okay,
Doo-doo-doo.
nothing to see.
See here, move along.
Okay.
You go first, Hark. You have the fancy gloves.
Yeah. ODM. What is behind door number 1?
Hey. Our lucky guests have found the
Toilet. Oh no.
gas storage room. There appears to be
Ooh.
a sort of compressor slash generator in the top left corner, several orange and red canisters for pressurized gases in the top right, and some sort of military looking box in the bottom.
Oh, you
Okay.
guys wanted things to explode, right?
I mean, again, I'm assuming my character doesn't actually know what any of this stuff is. I just poke it with a toe and assume it's some sort of strange alchemical keg, and like Slide away from it.
Several of the canisters in the corner have been written with the marking the letter M and then the letter T. They sound hollow when you bang on them.
Right.
See.
Right. Is this device turned on? Does it do anything?
The one in the top left corner.
Yes.
So this device appears to have some sort of a fluid in the main red tank in the middle there. And there also appears to be a slot in the back side of the top right of the machine that you could fit one of the red canisters into it. And there is a control panel in the bottom left side of the device. It appears to have some amount of power, but as you guys are exploring the room, another timed event happens. The whole structure lurches a little bit, and the power shuts off again. You guys are now in almost total darkness, save for what filters in through little cracks that I'm gonna make now.
Who turned off the lights?
And the door, I presume.
And the door, yes.
Well then.
Okay. I'm assuming nobody has any form of torch on them. Did you have a torch to go with your little posh tinderbox that you've got?
I mean, I have things that spark, but I don't think they will actually light stuff.
Well, there was a box over in this corner that might have a torch in it. Let's have a look. And I try to
Let's
see.
have a feel.
Alright. So you start feeling up the box, and it becomes quickly apparent that one of the latches is held down by some sort of a rubber material.
Like a cable, you say?
Like a cable with insulation, yeah.
Wasn't this fancy thing not made to destroy things?
Exactly. It is a very simple puzzle.
Alright.
I have to
relay all this
gauge
information
exactly
to
where
I.
you guys are in character mentally.
Do it.
Guys,
Yeah.
I will use my fancy thing on this thing and maybe things happen.
That sounds very thingy.
Yes.
Alright. You attack the cable with vigor, open the things, and use the few scant moments where it has an arc to slowly burn your way through the insulation. Feel like if it had a full charge in the battery, it would be able to do this very quickly. After 5 minutes of doing this, 5 actual minutes, doesn't feel like 5 minutes, but 5 actual minutes, the insulation is burned away and the cable comes unbraided with relative ease of flexing it back and forth angrily and swearing.
Good stuff.
The box is now open, and inside there appears to be a small satchel pack with a hose coming out of it attached to what looks to be a sort of lightsaber-esque device. Inside the box is a small instruction booklet that looks like it hasn't even been opened, still in like its vacuum sealed packaging and everything, and emblazoned in bold red lasers is the words, "Warning, laminar flow plasma beams are very dangerous. Do not point at others."
Alright, guys, that looks like the weapon we might need.
Does it have a torch attached to it?
It does not have a way to ignite the gases, but it looks as though it comes with gases.
Well, you could use that with your tinderbox, and it might be some sort of I don't know, flamethrower. But it looks a bit more compact than the ones I've seen the gnomes using before.
The gnomes
Totally.
starting to remember something.
I'm sure they were. Weren't they the guys who were always messing about with flammable liquids and setting hair on fire and stuff? Or I might just
People, you
call them
mean?
gnomes. There might be people. I might just be racist.
Religious people, you mean?
No, that's other people.
Wait,
Right.
what?
Cool. More gear.
All right. Yeah. Let's take it with us. I'll pick it up since I seem to have the thing to light it on fire.
All right.
Any text popping up? No text.
Nothing.
No text this
Nothing at all.
time.
Still no
I
text.
do want to check the manual if I can understand it and read it if I can.
Sure. It seems to be almost stupidly simple, printed in mostly picture glyphs, much like how Lego sets are described, showing you exactly how everything fits together in exploded views and step-by-step instructions for how to maintain it. Having this manual with you gives you a bonus towards repairing it.
Ooh.
Write that down.
What kind of
Yep.
bonus that is, it's random.
All right.
Well, since you have all the shiny toys, I think you can open the next door.
All right. Let's try that. It's a shame we don't have any broken things because apparently I can repair all the things. I do first look around the corner here because there might be something there.
All right. Look around the corner, and just as you're looking around the corner, one of those burbs flies through a hole in the door. It's flying through the party. Ah! Oh, I picked you up.
I shout,
There you go, bye.
There you go.
Aw.
Burb! And it flies outside, and then immediately it's swept up by the winds.
Oh. Wah. Bye,
Think
Burb.
we scared of a thing.
well, that shit me up. Whew.
Let me.
I'm almost back inside the room, but I'm coming out again.
Yep, I follow I, but not too closely.
Oh, I assume I cannot see. Oh, I can actually
He's
see
working
something.
on it.
All right.
Yes, you can.
Thanks.
Takes a moment for stuff to render. I have to manually
Yeah.
create the polygons. One at a time, each facet.
All right. I check around the corner.
Alright. Check around the corner. And there appears to be more
Honest.
outside.
Guys, there are more hallways here. And apparently there is also outside. Oh, there is very much outside.
There is very much outside.
Awesome. Do you wanna
Down
check
the
behind this
hall
door
looks to be
and
some
move
sort
on?
of a landing bay, complete with mechanical grabbers.
Interesting.
Do you want to check around the corner or just continue through the door? What do you guys think? There might be some tools or weapons there.
What? Round the corner or through the door?
Uh,
You lead the way. You've got all the shiny stuff. I've just got.
All
the
right,
Yes.
all right. I'll check this corner as well.
Alright. So looking around the corner, the wind whipping past here is very strong. And
Oh,
in
crap.
one direction. You have to actually squint to even keep your eyes open enough to see what's going on. But it is just the vast emptiness, and there's not even an OSHA approved safety rail.
Oop.
Well, that looks fun.
All right, guys, that seems way too dangerous. Let's try the door instead.
Okay.
Okay.
Speed. I am speed. I will open the door. Or
I have
try
all
to
the
open the
sugar.
door.
I am speed.
Okay, this looks to be some sort of a very simple but definitely stripped out command tower of some sort. There is a array of computers at the far side, and you can actually see through windows outside. Just going to reveal this whole area for you guys now, since you can see it all. And that bird that flew outside is back.
Hey,
Oh,
Hello,
look,
bird.
pigeons. Awesome.
how do we know it's the same bird?
Well, you got a real good look at it when it flew right at your face.
Good point. Guys, I think this is the same bird.
How can you tell? They're all the same.
Look, it has the same name tag.
Look, it's got.
Is there any text on these screens?
No, the power is currently off. The computers appear to be offline, and there's a half-open drawer here.
Okay. My curiosity is piqued. I attempt to open the drawer and have a look.
Right? You open the drawer up, and something that looks like a sort of a centipede crawls out over your hand, up your arm a little bit, and then falls off and skitters into some of the support structure. There is a what looks to be a sort of metal key card of some sort with actual physical teeth cut into one of the sides in the drawer.
Well, first of all, I try not to shit myself when that centipede crawled over my arm.
Okay, so roll me a 1d4.
Yeah, sure. Don't let me down now. Come on, dice. No.
Good job.
He's so confused.
So
Poor
stressed
dude.
out he can't even do it right. Alright,
Ooh.
4.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Success. Surely success.
So with a 4, you actually instinctively flick your hand over and smash the entire thing between two palms of your hands. It is now just a blue and purple gunk.
Oh, gross.
You get 5 XP.
You killed the thing.
I killed the thing. I
Unfortunately, it does not drop a plasma rifle.
God damn it. I look around for something. No, I don't. I just fucking wipe my hands on my tunic, looking quite disgusted, and then grab the keycard.
Alright.
Waiting for text to pop up.
Is this a quest item? This is not a quest item. Is it important? Yes, it is important. Acquired key appears up in your view.
It did it again. Seriously. I put the keycard back down and I ask I to pick it up.
So you go to put it down, but your fist actually doesn't unclench around it. You can put it in your pocket, but you can't set it down.
Oh,
Your body won't listen to you. You physically cannot drop it of your own will.
okay. So guys, I've got this. Apparently it's a key. It just looks like a card. It's mine now. Forever. Because
Wait, what?
I can't let go of it.
You-
And then I sort of like wave my hand about and
It sounds wildly romantic, but
yeah. So I've got a key. So there might be a locked door somewhere.
Well, that's gotta be important then.
It must be because I got my little pop-up text that nobody else has, and is definitely not a sign of madness.
right.
Still need that drink.
Yeah.
I take a step back for some safe distance.
Straight into a bird. Oh.
Straight into a bird. The bird flaps aggressively at you and pecks a couple of times. You take 5 damage.
Oh no, that was me saying that. It did
I
not
mean, the
actually
bird
do it.
isn't moving around on the map, but it is moving around like in game.
Good point.
Right. So
Ow.
if there's no power and there's no lights or anything on, I'm pretty freaked out about this keycard thing and this random pop-up text that I'm getting. So I'm a little confused.
Same.
So I guess the only way to go is to brave the death walk outside.
The winds.
Yeah.
Not the area with the dog thing, you mean?
Well, do you want to go try and pet the dog?
Well, I don't
Maybe
think
it's
there's another
nice.
direction. But
Yeah.
We do have more gear now.
Yeah, maybe
can we go somewhere else also?
well, we could try and string each other together with Vin's rope and walk along the outside, the windy outside of Doom.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
Also, can you check if your key fits somewhere on this contraption?
There's no. The lights have turned off. I remember in the last room we were in that had these similar boxes that they were all lit up when the lights were on. The lights aren't on, and this isn't lit up. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say that nothing is going to work without the lights on. And I don't know how any of this works. Because last time I saw, light came from fire.
Fire.
Yeah.
Weirded out.
Back in my day.
So
Alright.
yeah, I suggest we string ourselves together with the rope and go along the outside corridor of Doom.
Yeah, that seems to make sense.
Yeah.
Did you see any indication that there was a way off that platform again?
Good point.
The windy platform?
All I saw that it continues, but I did not see another door or anything now. Oh wait, it does not even continue. It just stops there. So I'm not sure if we will find another door. Maybe we will find something. Maybe something will happen.
Well, we can either go back or continue forward. I think they're the only options we have.
I will follow you, guys.
Right. Okay. In that case, I somewhat confidently with my 5 XP.
You're the senior now.
I'm a
I
killer.
think you mean with your 105 XP.
Oh, 105 XP. Okay. With my killer instincts and that one victory under my belt, I sticking as close to the wall as possible.
All right.
Like plastering
We are
myself into
strung
the wall.
together, I think.
Yeah.
Or are we holding the rope?
Good point. I think probably best if we try and string ourselves together. Yeah.
All right.
Alright, so let's go with it.
If you're stringing each other together, then I need everyone to make a dexterity check as you're walking along the outside railing here, and add a bonus of 3 to it.
39. Oh, nice.
88.
+3. Yeah. Well. Yeah. That's
Okay, so well, that actually makes sense. Bobik, being the one taking the brunt of the wind force, would have a hard time actually seeing what they're doing, on top of getting a good foothold anywhere. Noxus would be a good anchor, and Appy would be in the back where the wind is whipping around again.
Flapping in the breeze.
Yeah.
I'm flapping behind.
Let me give you guys some terrain generation as you're walking along.
Rendering.
Ooh.
Oh.
Get
that's
some
not terrifying.
terrain. There we go. And door.
Ooh.
Alright, I'm gonna need another dexterity check because, as you can see, the wind is blowing you towards an abyss.
No.
Another +3.
Why is it rolled it twice?
Yeah, you're still tied together.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. So I got a 70
Ow!
this time.
I'm doing well as anchor.
Yeah. I'm flapping about.
Appy, like usual, being lightweight. I blame them being part bird.
Yeah.
It's my skirt. It catches the wind.
That must be it.
My Victorian dress.
No, you're just like literally lighter.
I know.
Hollow bones. Okay, in that case, make the way through the door, hoping that there's an inside.
Alright, so trying to get in out of the howling wind. Slide the door open. It's another one of those slide doors instead of the swing open. A spider is anxiously spidering.
I keep getting blown back.
Hurry up!
Ah.
Oh, not yet. Still rendering.
It disappeared into the darkness. I'm sorry, heart it.
There we go.
There we Ah!
Ew.
That's
Ah!
my
Oh, hit me.
I was trying to do a dumb thing. There. Okay. So, you open the door, and you immediately see that same dog creature from before, or maybe a different one, already in the floor, walking towards the doorway.
Alright,
Like walking
to the
towards us.
side arc. I'm doing a plasma cutter thing, torch unit. So I suppose I try lighting it with my fancy spark maker thing.
Alright, you attempt to light it, and nothing happens.
Crap.
Does it look angry, or does it see us? Is it heading towards us? Did you say?
It is really hard to tell. This thing doesn't even have eyes, it just has a face. Like, teeth
And it's dark.
sticking out, and it's inky black and leathery.
Is it coming at us?
It is walking towards you.
Just walking?
Hmm.
It is walking with its head low, and its tail kind of dragging along the floor.
Hmm. Do I have any no? Don't know. I suppose do I sense any murderous intent, or am I familiar with animals?
Give me a perception check. So, you don't sense any murderous intent from this creature. It's definitely not pleased that you're here, but there is something else much, much angrier.
Oh, okay.
And as you're all kind of staring down each other, a large version of those birds that have been flitting around swoops down from the raptors, grabs this dog thing, and swoops back up.
Okay.
And together they go a swoosh.
A giant pigeon just ate that dog.
Yeah. So it
What?
swoops down, and you didn't hear it coming, by the way. It was completely silent. It grabbed the dog in those big, thorny feet that it had. The dog chitters and almost squeals, kind of like insects, and the dog starts biting at the scales of the bird's legs, ripping sections of scale and chitin off as the bird soars upwards. And if you keep watching it, you could actually see the bird fling the dog into the air and grab it in its beak, nearly cutting it in half.
Oh,
It's
well,
not a
that's good
pigeon.
then. Yeah, giant pigeon ate the dog. At
That's
least,
not a pigeon.
at least it's eaten now, so it's not hungry anymore.
I
Um,
guess.
Question mark.
I guess that's also the thing that is breaking this place apart.
Okay.
Could be, yeah.
As you guys are walking around, you can still hear it like ripping and tearing at that thing. Red blood starts to pour down in the middle here, right about where that stain is.
Okay.
It's actually
Quick.
part of a layer that I can't edit anymore. I was gonna have it appear, but just like the other blood stain, it's there now.
Right. Okay. Quick. Like a super quick glance at this table. See if it's anything besides books.
Uh, So this is a scroll rack. It has several tubes on it with ornate metal.
Okay. I pick them up and shake them. Any that's got any inside, any tubes that have got any scrolls inside.
It
I want to
is
stuff down my
very
shirt.
hard to tell by shaking.
Oh, okay. How many are there? Did you say?
Hundreds.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Fuck that noise. Um, is there any in particular that are more ornate than others? In their ornateness?
No, none of them really seem to be more innate than the last. Some of them are different colors. Some of them have a stamp of some sort and some kind of plasticky wax. But other than that, they all seem to be largely similar in size, scale, and whatnot.
Okay. In that case, probably ignore them because there's too much and there's other pressing giant pigeons to be worried about. So yeah, I'll probably follow the spidder towards the door.
Right. I should probably reveal this, huh? Shouldn't I? So,
I mean,
now that
if
you're
it's
not staring at the ceiling anymore, there appears to be a big metal door at the end of the room, along with two smaller ones. One of them is very noticeably pushed open and cockeyed. The other one is wedged shut.
uh,
Interesting.
does the door appear to have any form of keyhole?
It's got a button with a triangle on it,
Like an upwards triangle or a downwards triangle?
like a triangle if you were to set it on a table.
Right. Okay. Um, Ideas, plans? Anyone else? I feel like I'm sort of controlling the narrative a bit.
I was wondering if I can remember the manual of the plasma torch still, and fiddle about with opening the gas supply and still trying to light it, because in case of the next encounter or the thing coming back, I'm still a bit panicked. I want to see if I can make it go.
Sure. You start fiddling around with some of the stuff on the pack. Give me a perception, dexterity, and disable device check. You're all D100s.
And 2 100s, right? Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Well, that's okay.
Looks like we'll be eating cooked pigeon tonight.
All right, and one more.
Oh, sorry, 3 in total.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
dexterity,
missed one.
perception, and
Right.
disable.
Disable device. Yeah.
Okay, so you very successfully disable the safety mechanism.
Yeah.
Oh.
On the next one, you were very dexterous in fiddling around with the knobs till you start hearing a hissing coming from the end of the tubing. But you
Oh.
don't really get the mixture super perfect, and when you light it, it's just this open flame that's sort of just kind of flowering outward. It's not really a nice contained stream of plasma like a lightsaber would. My mistake. That's copyrighted. A plasma beam.
Right.
But
But
since
at
we're all
least we have some
ignorant,
light now.
yeah,
We do
and
have
since we're all,
It's the
quite a
lighter.
lot of light. 4,000 degrees of light.
well,
Ooh,
we're all ignorant plebs from the past, so we don't know whether this is, good or not.
might be how it works.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. It's just it's some sort of flame throwing device. Cool.
Very useful.
Very useful.
I will go a bit away from the wooden cupboard.
Probably a good idea.
And I shout, remember, don't point that towards people's.
All right, that's what it said.
Yes, that is what it said. Don't point towards others.
I'm pretty sure that was the biggest thing I saw on that manual before you put it in your pocket.
All right. So now that we have light,
Do we see more?
yeah, do we see more? Is there anything standing out?
Well, there's certainly a lot more contrast. The flame isn't very constant, so the shadows are kind of flicking around, and you sort of seem like you're seeing things out of the corners of your eyes looking at you. Certain sounds kind of filter to your ears, but you're not quite sure if they're real or not.
Creepy.
The two doors to the north here both look like they have a slot of some sort that they fit into.
Oh,
Okay.
Hey,
Well, the
Arc.
closest one to us, I suppose I insert my key into the slot.
Alright. You insert your key into the slot between the two doors, and you hear a mechanical weight drop between them, and a latch swing out of position. Both of the doors are now open. And when you open the doors, if you inspect the other side, you can see that there was a very thick crossbar covering them.
Right, so they're unlocked but barred.
Yes, well,
From
they
the
are
outside.
unlocked now. They were barred previously, so if you attempted to bash them down, you would have a very hurt shoulder.
Right.
maybe this was keeping the bad stuff like the animals in, so this might be a safer way out, guys.
Yeah.
Possible, yeah.
Well, this one is just
Good
more
thinking.
corridor. Because this whole place is made of corridors.
It's like some kind of dungeon or something.
I heard you like corridors.
I wonder if it's like a corridor making facility.
That was almost Coco for her keyboard.
It's in my nose.
And I suppose peek through the other door.
Sure thing.
Because, more corridor behind the door.
Careful, don't stand so close to my fiery thing.
Yeah, keep that. Yeah.
So, this room appears to be a sort of supply closet of some sort. There is a mop standing up in the corner. There is a shelf with various tools on it. And there is a hand truck here with some very old looking, very large, low pressure canisters.
Tools, you say?
Tools, yes.
Any sort of like hefty tools, a la a hammer?
Give me a
Oh.
perception check. Maybe there is a hammer, maybe there's not.
I mean, I feel like a perception check to look for a hammer.
You never know. It could be in like a bag or someone's toolbox or something.
It's not a
Yeah.
very complicated device. Yeah.
You do not, in fact, find a hammer.
What about the 12-foot mop that's in the corner? It does appear to be a 12-foot mop.
Are you inspecting the mop?
Well, if it's like a mop, can I remove the head from said mop and carry around a makeshift quarterstaff?
You may. Interesting thing happens when you twist the head off, though. Once it's completely off, a section of the mop on the inside telescopes outwards. And you can see that this section on the inside is just completely covered in a coil of pure silver wiring. It's very thin. And there is a small dime battery at the end. And when the section drops down and fully extends, you can hear the sound of something disengaging at the top of the handle, and you can hear almost a whirring, almost sort of magnetic sound come from it, and out of the end at the bottom by your feet plops out a blob of molten lead.
Oh.
Ah.
Molten lead, you say?
Molten lead, yes. This is a charged lead stick. There's no
Okay.
instructions for it, but it's pretty self-explanatory what it does. Lead goes in one side, hot sticky stuff goes out the other.
I point at the hot sticky lead and say, "Don't lick that. It's hot."
But it's so sweet tasting.
And
then
it's lead.
I
Looks like.
yeah well, I sort of, since I'm wearing gloves and since I has the flame launcher, I ask Vin, do you want a stick that poops out warm stuff?
Maybe let me look around as well in the cabinet.
Alright, give me a perception check.
Typing hard. 68.
68. Let's see what the dust and cobwebs have to say about your nose snooping about. You find a spool of solder. This isn't
Ooh.
no.
Hey,
This ain't no like fancy up to health code non-leaded tin solder. No, this is the good stuff. 75% lead.
Made in the
Ooh.
USA.
It melts instantly when flame comes near it.
I think I just found ammo for the leady sticky thingy.
Okay, in that case, you take the leady sticky thing and your spool of lead, and I'll have
Alright,
my sandy gloves. And
alright.
at least we've all got something in case.
Alright.
shit.
There's 100 foot or whatever the equivalent is in kilometer of lead spool here. Depending on
100
how big of a section that you cut out will determine its damage value.
That's got to be like a fair few kilos. Anyway,
Hmm.
yeah.
That's 30 meters.
Yeah, 30
That's a
meters
bit much.
30 meters of lead solder. Bloody hell, that's.
Keep in mind, the more you stick in there, the harder it is going to be to accurately sling this stuff. You do have to still fling it. It's not automatic.
A moment being able to carry 30 meters of lead. It's weight wise.
It is very heavy, yes.
That's very
Gonna
much
happen.
out of character.
You guys
Um,
aren't carrying enough for us to really worry about carry weight affecting your speed yet, but once you guys get out of this starting area, we will start tracking it.
Right. Okay. We'll have a look around. Vin's got a melty stick and a melty ammo. I's just wandering about outside with a thrower of flames.
I have no idea how much I'm gonna put in, but I put some in.
Alright, you stuck some in there. The the top of the broom handle actually screws off. It's very subtle, but with some fiddling around with it, you can twist it off, and there's actually a little like mechanical grabber on the inside that you can push together, and it'll hold a section of lead wiring And
I put in as much as feels comfortable, I guess.
all right.
Like a thumb or something.
So how much would that be?
No, Bob. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what lead weighs, and
Well, you're carrying around a spool of however many foot. I think I said 1,000 foot. So that's gonna be 10 pounds.
wait, what? I'm so confused now.
I'd put just like how much fell out? It was just like a little bit that fell out on it. Just like a finger's length or a thumb's length or something.
It was like a thumb's amount of lead that fell out, yeah.
Yeah, so I'd probably, yeah. If I see Vin looking a bit confused, I'd point out the puddle and go, I'd probably put that much in.
A solid suggestion.
All right, I do this.
Yeah.
Soon it will be a liquid suggestion, though.
Like a couple of inch.
You do so. Okay, stats for the charged lead stick. It is a projectile launching weapon. You can use it itself for combat, but it is very weak at that. All of its own physical attacks are all going to be blunt, and they're all going to be 1d4s that can't crit. However, the damage of its projectile is determined by the length of material in inches that is inserted into it, and it is able to telescope. It can compact from a mere 6 feet, 6 feet, and it will telescope out to 12 feet. It needs to be extended to be used for the sling of lead.
Wow.
Cool.
Lots of typing happening.
Yeah. Furious typing.
I'm still so confused, but we'll see.
In the meantime, I check out this desk over here.
This desk over here has various labels posted as in and out, as well as several numbers over several little cubby holes. It looks to be some sort of mail filing system, and there's some packages here that look to have been abandoned. And right about now, the power comes back on. The whole structure lurches again, and the metal door beside you makes that ding-dong sound again that you heard earlier.
Bing bong. So
All right.
now, personally, I'm torn between going back and checking out the watchtower computer, or just plowing through the doors.
Yeah, I turn off the plasma cutter to save some of the gas, so I shut down the gas supply.
That's a good idea.
Hmm.
You also haven't checked out what's to the north.
No, that is true. But
Yeah, but it seems to go back outside.
Yeah. My corridor. So you say one of these doors are slightly ajar? Is it this
Yes,
one down here?
the one to the south is slightly ajar.
Okay.
It is
I-
very visibly forced and crunched into there. It doesn't look like you could squeeze through there, but you have an idea that this is how that dog creature got back from where it was earlier.
Okay. And does the door to the north have some sort of button or opening?
The door to the north looks like it's actually been welded in place. Now that you can like properly see things.
Oh well, that's reassuring. Not scary at all.
Plasma torch.
And you say these big doors have a boot on.
Yes, the doors to the west here have a illuminated button that you can push.
Yeah, fuck it. I push the button.
Alright, you push the button, and you
What's
hear
the
the sounds of mechanical cables whirring and the squeaking of some wheels turning, and you can hear some air rushing out from the cracks around the door. Sounds like something is coming.
Okay, I step back.
All right.
I did when you pushed the button.
Try not to fall over. I.
You step back
No.
right into Noxus. Good job.
Lucky I
Sorry,
just
buddy.
had the thing turned off.
That's why I didn't see him. Duh.
All right. Uh, Occasionally, the door will beep. It still sounds like something's coming. It's been about 15 minutes. Something's still coming.
How many floors are there?
Many.
Wrong question.
So,
Judging from the scale of the things that you saw in the distance the last time you were outside, several hundred.
so guys, I think this is broken, or it's taken a long time to get here.
Yeah,
Let's have a quick look up this corridor,
I guess.
just for curiosity's sake.
Do we want to tie ourselves together again in case it's very windy, or do you want to check if it's windy first?
I think there was mostly walls out there. I take a step out into the corridor. Again, as always, with these corridors, I'm going to like prod it with my feet to make sure the floor doesn't escape from us.
The floor
I mean, I
here
know
is a little more flexible and bouncy, but there is a wall in front of you that's keeping most, if not all, of the wind out. There's only occasionally a gust that comes through this U-shaped section here.
right. Okay, I'll cautiously make my way along the corridor to the corner.
All right. There's a door
Oh,
and another
another
slot for the
door.
key card.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's fill the slot.
Eh.
All right. Push the key card into the slot, and then you realize that your hand is not a vice grip around it anymore, and you also can't remove it from the key slot.
Oh, well, I guess the key's not mine anymore. The key belongs to the door.
Right.
Dang it, Bark.
Holy shitball.
Entering into this room, there appears to be some sort of high magic going on in here. I don't have it actually placed on the map, but there are strange symbols scrawled all over the floor, very geometrically, patterned in such a way that there are lines linking between them like some sort of a circuit board. There are several different colored, angularly cut crystals in front of you arranged on this structure, and several of them look to have been shattered. Possibly the source of that glass shattering sound you heard when you first arrived. There
Right.
is a control board of some sort in the middle at the front of the machine facing towards the door, but it is just more of those strange scrawlings on some sort of interset discs that slide around each other to change the way that the traces connect to each other.
Right, okay. Do I recognize this as magic?
Hold on 1 second. I'm checking my notes because there's somebody in the party that actually handles magic.
I mean, I'm guessing it might be me. From just going from my appearance.
Well, you are the only human, so. What?
It was more the lacking in.
It's not really news, but I'm a complete tool. I possibly can do magic.
All right, Bob,
Yo.
Hey.
you can see something strange in here. All along where the traces are, there's this really weird color that you don't really recognize. It's not a normal color. It's somewhere between purple and yellow.
Is it octarine?
It's basically impossible to describe this color to somebody else because
It's
they would
octarine.
have to be able to see
It
it.
is Octarine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's from Discworld, Nox.
Ah,
He hasn't read the books yet.
I haven't read the books either.
Right.
Oh,
Okay.
well,
But you
now
see
you
this
know
sort of
who
a
bothered about
sort of transparent, misty stream flowing along where all of these traces are. And whenever it gets to one of these strange symbols, you can see it kind of change in a certain way. It doesn't look any different, but you know somewhere in your mind that it's doing something different now, that it's gone through that. And you can almost follow this stream as it branches out and comes back together in this complex circuit board of magic here. It is definitely broken right now because the crystals aren't whole. But you feel like if they were, that device on the other side of the wall would be fully operational.
Right. So I don't know. I don't know if I'd assume that I see what I'm seeing. No, because of the whole fucking text thing. So I ask, can you guys see these lights and the lines?
I don't see lights and lines.
Right.
see
Oh,
crystals.
I
Well,
really need that drink.
Those crystals look fancy though.
So
yes.
pretty sure this is magic, and I'm seeing I can see the magic lines.
Oh,
From what I can gather, using my apparent knowledge that I have, pretty sure this is all set up to the first room we went in, and it's all connected. Just to note, do I know what type of magic this is? Would I recognize it as any of the schools? Would that be tick off my
Hogwarts.
brain?
Give me a knowledge check.
Yeah, not bad.
Um, it starts with some sort of a C, maybe? Maybe an I of some sort?
C or an F. Nice.
Yeah, it's such a faint memory that you're not really getting a good grasp on it.
Yeah. I'm not entirely sure about the magical nature of this. I get a little closer and I inspect the panel. You said there were a panel?
Yes, there is a panel here.
Yeah.
This
I
flat bit of wood here.
yeah, I give it a look. Basically not getting any closer than I need to be able to see.
All right. Um, you can see how the mana flows around it. Um, you feel like you don't really want to touch it, though.
Oh yes. Right, okay. So I'm gonna suggest none of us touch it. Because I don't know, we might turn into a potted plant or a fucking wisp of air.
Orangutan.
Yeah, we could do.
It
Yeah.
might be
Yeah,
turned
yeah,
into a blue
yeah.
whale and then dropped from several miles into the sky.
Which
Oh
would be
no.
quite fitting because we are, from what I can gather,
Yes.
several miles in the sky. Does it look like in my my obviously very experienced eyes that I could remove any of these crystals without?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you said
You
not to
could
touch it.
easily remove any of the broken crystals, but the other ones are entrapped in metal
Right.
lattices.
Right. So the broken crystals have they got any mana flowing through or around them? Are they
Oh, they
completely
have
no?
tons.
Right. Okay. Okay. In that case, no, I won't. I wondered if there's any like crystals that are sort of like outside the flow or no. Okay. Yeah.
I mean,
Uh, uh,
they exploded. There's shards of crystal everywhere. You could pick up something that's not actively in the mana stream.
yeah. Go on then. I'll grab like a handful of shards.
Any particular color you're going for? Or are you just grabbing whatever's closest?
Uh,
I'll take a step back.
I'll probably
I'll,
just grab.
I'll
Just like whatever, just a few of closest, but I'll grab like 2 or 3 colours. Like a shard of blue and a shard of green and a shard of purple. There we go.
Blue is not one of the broken ones. There's
Is it
green,
not?
red,
Oh, yeah,
orange,
green.
white, and purple.
Purple, white, and orange then.
Purple, white, and orange. Alright, mark it down in your inventory. This is important because crystals do stuff. Stuff, things.
Stuff and things. Purple, white, and orange crystal shard.
As you're stuffing shards of crystal into your pockets, you hear the elevator ding again, and the sound of metal rolling up and out of the way from the other room.
Oh, awesome. Well, guys, I think we're done here. Shall we go
Bob,
back to each other?
yeah. Oh, Hark. Yeah.
Yep.
We heard the thing.
Okay. Let's.
Yes. Let's
I've,
go check out the thing, guys.
I've got some souvenirs.
Ooh.
Right?
Can I make sense of what the thing actually does? Do I understand it's an elevator?
You'll understand it's an elevator in just a second.
Okay.
Oh, dear.
I just need to, out of character, quickly nip to the loo whilst you open the elevator doors. I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. We'll wait for the grand reveal till you get back. So how are you guys enjoying the game so far?
I totally, but I am also zoning out a bit. We're not used to this much talking and listening anymore, so. But it's awesome. I like it.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying yourself.
Yeah, I enjoy it very much. I am still going strong, but I do understand what Appy is saying. I mean, I've been in almost, well, we've been together since March, not going to work or friends, family, or anything because lockdown. So
Right.
social things are intense, yo.
Yeah.
After a half year without them.
It's just like all of a sudden, oh my gosh, so much.
Yeah.
People are talking and I have to listen. Dang it.
Then I have to like think of a response, and if it's not good enough, they'll hate me. Oh god.
Yeah. I'm looking for ways to make use of my knowledge boost. So far, not much have come up really, I think, but maybe I have to ask more into things.
Yeah, I mean, like, opportunities show up if you ask and poke around more. I'm not gonna
Question
like,
everything.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
throw things directly at you unless it's a random encounter.
That makes sense.
How about you? What do you think so far?
Me? I think you
Yes.
guys are maintaining a good, cautious pace, which is reasonable for the amnesia stereotype. Um, Normally, I would run this campaign where people are fighting everything that they encounter. They don't have to, but for characters that don't have amnesia, this sort of setting is sort of meant to be a tutorial level to kind of introduce different concepts with each different area, like what you just did. Crystals and mana, they exist, they do stuff. They're strong enough to power the thing that just ripped you from a different planet. Uh, Keys are a thing that you might need to hold on to.
Uh,
Or
Technology
if you don't have a
To,
choice.
exists.
or have to hold on to.
explaining the basics,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah. There are creatures, some of them are friendly, some of them not so much, stuff like that. And the big bird is just supposed to be like, you're not the only thing that kills stuff here, kind of surprise.
That makes sense to me.
It was certainly a surprise, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Getting all geared up
Yeah.
to fight this thing, and then, oh man.
Fine. Bye.
But now I have a lighter. I mean,
You have a lighter for the biggest toke.
totally ready for this.
Yeah. Right. So.
Alright, we got 20 minutes left in the session here for We're gonna come up to a point where I feel comfortable calling it. So you're back. Let's do the reveal. The doors open, and there are
Oh my.
3 people standing on the other side, dressed in very sleek military garb. It looks a lot like that black leather from before, but it's definitely not their skin. It's not alive anymore. It's been treated and stapled with like sewing equipment and riveted together into uniforms. Uh, 2 very stern-looking officers with snow white hair flank a woman with bleached blonde hair wearing black leather gloves and actually white attire. They address you very formally, looking you over, and oh, now I have to do voices. Let's see if I can remember their voice. I was doing it earlier. And just what the hell do you lot think you're doing down here?
That's a very good question that none of us know the answer to because we woke up in a room like 20 minutes ago and we don't have a bloody clue where we are.
And who are you to ask?
Yes, and where are we?
And where are we?
I am the motherfucking command general, and I was woken up from my 2 hours of allocated sleep because there was a power surge and reports of structural integrity being compromised. Then, couldn't get into the elevator shaft, and then somebody managed to get it running. So now we're here to investigate what's going on. Now you 3 are going to come with us peacefully, or these 2, and she'll gesture to the ones flanking her, at which point they will lift up very scary looking guns. We'll make sure you don't leave this place.
Well, okay, there's a giant pigeon in this room that just ate one of your dogs, so you need to watch out for that.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. Even more
We don't
reason
exactly
for
want
you
to
come
stay
with
here.
us peacefully.
Yeah, sure. Have you got a drink? I am parched.
Do you know my name?
I couldn't care less what your names are. And she will push a actual button that's in the middle of the floor with her foot. It's more of like a stomp, and the door will shut behind you all, and the elevator will begin creeping upwards again.
Upwards. Oh,
Upwards, yes.
more
You're
up.
actually at the bottom of this structure.
Yeah, interesting.
At least it felt like that for me, so that's good.
Explains, yeah, seeing the sky when you look below.
Yeah. Okay.
As you're
Good
ascending,
point.
I do introduce myself, even though she doesn't want to know my name. Well, mate, I am Hark. I can't tell you anything else about myself because I don't know anything. I don't even know where we are. Where are we? Where is this place? Is this still Avernus?
as she's ascending, she ignores you actually and explains very firmly that you will be taken to the infirmary for inspection and interview. All of your questions will be answered there, and you will be assessed for any sort of threats that you may pose. And if you do not possess anything that would be untoward, will be either shoved out into the streets or given a job if you have not been given a job chit.
Chip.
What now?
You mean like a piece of cooked potato? What do you mean chip?
Nice.
I'm just peppering her with questions about everything she said. I don't know what an infirmary is. I don't know what a chip is. Yeah.
What streets?
The
What
most
streets?
curious magician there is.
Ooh.
Alright.
Evil line flashbacks.
Uh-huh.
If I were to actually map out this entire area, Roll20 would cry and die. I've done it before. I can't actually log into that account anymore. It won't let me.
Nice.
So we're going to have a very nice picture for what the Citadel looks like.
Well, it is a very nice picture.
Definitely not cropped Warframe art.
No. Distinctly different for.
Distinctly different. It's zoomed in. It makes it different.
Yeah.
It's been flipped and rotated.
Yeah, copyright purposes
Yeah.
is nothing like that at all.
For copyright purposes, we're not using this to make money. There, that should keep us safe.
Fixed.
Works for me.
Perfect. Good job. Alright, so, important character information here. You're all taken to the infirmary, and you're all inspected. The nurse brings back some paperwork after some time. Your blood is drawn, your heart rate is measured, you're given a full physical. And they start reading out the results of the tests to you, since you all indicate that you don't remember who you are or where this is. Appy,
Yes.
you are something called a Avronian. You're a human that comes from the interbreeding of the human species and an alien one that is similar enough genetically to do so. The Avronians are a sort of a bird-like race of people. Their bone structures are weaker than standard, and they are generally of a lighter frame. And Avronian features that exhibit themselves in the form of interlocking hairs, sometimes to the extent of full feathers. Otherwise, scaled sections of legs and arm, or a sort of harder than normal, like jawline, like almost like a beak, and smaller ears.
Mm-hmm.
You just have the hair tufts.
Yes.
Your blood type is O, and you breathe oxygen.
Good to know.
That's kind of useful.
It is important. Bob,
Yo.
you are what's known as a Manichaean.
Manichaean.
You come from a very ancient line of humans, fraught with inbreeding, but with advances in technology, that inbreeding
He's from
has
the UK.
been mitigated, and certain genetic lines have been reinforced. And the whole purpose of the inbreeding was to enhance the ability to see and manipulate ether, they call it. And as they're talking about it, you sort of remember from somewhere far in your past that it's actually called mana and magic, but here they call it ether and energy.
Cool. How to spell mannequin? Manichaean?
Manecian.
Chien. Manichaean. Cool.
Your blood type is X sharp,
X sharp.
and you breathe carbon dioxide.
Oh.
Hence the very different blood type.
Makes total sense.
Cool.
Nox, you're a regular human.
Ah,
Sexy.
You have blood type AB positive. Breathe oxygen.
All right.
Yep, that's it.
Cool.
Works for me.
Okay, so now some more interesting information. They took a look at your genetics, and you each have some sort of a high stress ability. It's relatively rare in the common people now, so it's actually very lucky that you all ended up coming together.
Beg your pardon.
Nox, you have a certain ability that only happens when you're in extreme stress, such as when you completely run out of HP, basically, called Fist of Fury, where whenever you deal damage, you heal that much damage to yourself.
Nice.
Oh.
Not so normal human now, eh?
Ah, I will use my tools with this. Wait, no.
Bob.
I suppose it's an unarmed attack.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Uh,
Bob, can I borrow those gloves?
Yeah.
Okay,
Need to
continue.
swap. Yeah.
Bob, yours is called Force of Mana. You can force a target creature to take the mana burn you would normally take from a spell.
Ooh,
Ah, nice.
So whenever you cast a spell, you take a certain amount of damage based on
Yeah.
stuff
things.
and things.
Sorry.
Yes, units.
Stuff
And Appy, yours is specific to the species that you're bred with, called Razor Gale. You can multiply your movement speed times 2, and your damage output is multiplied by 2 as well.
Yes. Awesome.
Just a quick question. In the infirmary, do we have a chance to have a shower? Wash my hair.
Yes, they will have given you all a shower and sanitized you all, given you immunity shots for whatever viruses are around. A couple of the nurses will actually look at your results confused, asking how the hell you managed to get smallpox.
Awesome.
Are they aware we are from another time?
If you mention that you're from another time, nobody believes you.
Okay.
Like,
Um,
even if they were to carbon date your bodies, you would appear as though you were born, like, yesterday, which is really common with transporters being a thing, uh, since
because we
transporters
were.
operate by transmitting data and then reassembling matter where it's at. Instead of transporting something over the distance, it just disassembles and reassembles with stuff that's available.
So it is safe to assume that we came by transporter, except the one that was somewhat messed up.
A transporter of some form. You
But-
would actually see later in the city the transporter terminal, and it looks very different. It is very modern and angular and kind of looks just like this shimmering wall.
Does that, sorry for all the questions, let me know if it's too much, but does that mean if they have no knowledge of the thing that is hidden in the basement of their structure?
It seems as though nobody except for the higher ups that you were talking to on the way up the elevator shaft know that that place exists, considering it's all the way at the bottom in the middle of the structure.
Interesting. Cool. Thanks.
It is interesting that it was abandoned.
With doors welded shut.
Doors
Yeah.
welded shut, creatures living there.
Have any or all of you played Fallout 4?
No.
Yes.
That there is the institute has abandoned old structures that you can visit. I have a bit of flashbacks to that. They are all the new structures of the institute are all shiny white walls. It's very much Apple-like styling, and then the old one are rusty and locked down, but you can find a way in there.
It's
Right.
very
So-
much like that, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, cool. So we get a little bit of bio information from the medical workers.
Yep, you got your medical information. We got 5 minutes left here, so when you're all given your information, you're also informed that you don't have a job, and that's when the military recruiter walks in with one of those C-clamp looking things, but this one's got a needle on it and some kind of a green plate between the two clamps. I heard there were some bums in here who need to work.
Oh dear.
I mean, need to work. That's a very, very presumptuous comment.
You aren't given much of a choice before more military men come in, and if you resist at all, they restrain you as your hand is held out, palm face up, and this thing like clamps a bit of metal and silicone into your palm under the skin.
Oi.
Okay.
It is not a
I-
comfortable process.
Ouch.
yeah, I'm gonna freak out a little bit.
You all lose 5 HP. But that's okay. With a 10-minute rest, you'll get it back.
All right, cool.
We're in the hospital after all.
I'm minus 10 now. Oh no, they healed us up, right?
While you were standing in the elevator, you will have healed. You get passive healing when
Alright.
out of combat if you're just like standing around or
How-
Sorry,
sitting
I
or
forgot
relaxing.
my bird attack.
What's our?
Yeah.
Do we know our base HP and life point?
You all have 100 HP, which means you have 10 LP.
Right, cool. You may have mentioned that already, but I did.
Should auto fill out on the character sheet. Anyways,
Yeah. So
if you guys want to
have
keep
I
this as
been?
a one shot, we could do that. Or if you want to continue with a full-blown sci-fi campaign, we could do that too.
I love that last idea.
Yeah, I don't mind having another.
I would not mind
Actually,
continuing.
as long as I haven't just been made a delivery boy.
No, it's okay. You've been made a pilot.
Right? No, that's, as long as I'm not a delivery boy, that's fine.
It turns out, Bob, they need car mechanics.
Okay, so you've all been assigned basic private class military service, which means you're going to be the grunts of the military, and you're going to be put on a SS ship, basically one that's in port, and your job is going to be to do basic training and clean the decks. Your general is kind of an ass. You get the
Shocker.
feeling that he doesn't have to be an ass, he just is because he enjoys it.
Right.
Do we get a crash course on? Do we get an education? Like history and geography.
You're not provided an education, but at least you get to keep your equipment.
Right.
You are given a fresh set of clothes, though.
Oh,
Ooh.
cool.
What job do I get?
We
Well,
all-
you're all private first class, so you're all
Ah.
cleaning the floors and scraping the fucking radiation off the side of ships and stuff.
Alright. That
Next
makes.
session, I'll introduce you guys to your dropship captain, who's going to be taking you out on a scrap recovery mission, and then plot might happen.
Ooh.
Ooh.
The important thing to know before the stream ends is nobody really likes the captain or the general or commanding officers, not even those people to each other. It
Hmm.
feels like everyone wants to mutiny, but isn't allowed to or can't.
Right. Nice. Just in as my character during the downtime, I'm gonna study my my quest item, the clipboard manuscript from the first room.
Sure, you want
I'm
me
just
to read it out, or you want me to just like post it in the chat?
no, if you could post it in the chat. And I think my character is going to spend some time trying to decipher what it says, in regards of how we got here, sort of thing.
All right.
You seem the best guy to do that, so.
Yeah, since I got that sort of like that memory jolt from seeing the magic, um,
Tough.
magic setup. Yeah,
Stuff and things,
I
yes.
yeah,
do have a fancy natural skill that gives me extra knowledge.
yeah. I suppose are we
Oh,
all
might be able to help you with that then.
Yeah,
Yeah, but so
are we all conscripted together and bunking together, or I'm guessing for the narrative we all stick together, don't we?
Yeah.
All right. I sent
so
the
I'll happily help
file.
you figure it out.
Yeah,
Hope-
so I think
Hopefully
yeah,
the audio recorded properly and everything is actually audible this time. Next session we'll try a different soundboard. Maybe we can get sound clips running.
Actual soundboard. Yes.
Actual sound. It is all just theater of the mind for the most part anyways, so I'm not super attached to sound. I could just use it in the digital version of Conjured Outcast later. When we actually make a computerized version.
If you keep running into problems with getting soundboards working, let me know. I might be able to cook something up.
Yeah, sure.